Good afternoon, everybody. On this Hump Day Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, I got all your stories for your rush hour ride home. And the back half of this episode, we'll be talking about Charlie Kirk, the tragedy and the alleged shooter, the text message exchange, and how nobody online believes it is real. They are saying this is a real patsy moment. Of course, and whether he's framed or not, more information needs to come out for the public to believe the story they're telling us. From influencers to podcasters to prominent members of the Republican Party, they ain't buying it. We'll share what they have to say. The first half of this episode, we'll talk Dancing with the Stars. I've got an amazing trailer to play for you guys for an upcoming movie, a remake, which we don't love remakes, but you're going to love this one. And then more on Ryan Reynolds and the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni story. Are you happy we've been covering less Blake Lively as it's been a relatively slow week in the upcoming trial? Be careful what you wish for. So we'll get into the Ryan Reynolds update as he lost a bidding war to buy Fyre Fest, and his PR is really ramping up right now in an effort to clean up his old image. All those stories and more starts right now on The Rush. But first, sometimes you can sell me on an upcoming movie based on the premise alone. So here's the premise. Paul Rudd and Jack Black want to make a movie about making an Anaconda remake. No, I don't think I got that wrong. It's a movie within a movie about Anaconda, which again, a killer snake in the rainforest here. So I'm all about it. Let's watch the trailer for it, and you tell me if you're going to watch. I'm not saying I'd go to the movie theaters to see this, but when this drops on Netflix, your boy's going to hit play. Have a listen.
And 5, 4, 3, 2. You don't say the last. It's okay. Anaconda.
And by the way, the background music seems to be the bass line from Baby Got Back. You know what I mean? You can't not hear it.
I want to wait, man.
Doug, what are you talking about?
Let's do it. Let's reboot Anaconda.
Yes.
Wait.
What?
This is going to be the adventure of a lifetime.
We've dreamed of making this movie ever since we were kids.
What does it cost to get this thing made?
$2.5 million.
We've approved a loan for up to $9,400.
All right, I'm in. Okay, so the original Anaconda starred a young Jennifer Lopez, John Voight. Who else was in it? Ice Cube? Was he in it? Gosh, I mean, what an incredible movie. And they, of course, were going down the Anaconda to search for the snake. Now we've got a movie about making the movie. I'm in. Give me the popcorn, line it up. By the way, does anyone have a connection at the Mr. Beast office? I've got a movie idea for Mr. Beast. The fact that he spends $5 million every YouTube video he makes and he hasn't made an action film, I think is absolutely ridiculous. Could somebody patch me through to Jimmy, Mr. Beast? I need to speak to you. Just put me on the line. All right. Well, here's Travis Kelce. He's worth more money than a lot of people. He could make an Anaconda movie if he wanted to, or just a wedding tape with him and Taylor Swift. That would sell. Here, Jimmy Fallon is a guest. I mean, he's wearing this cardigan. No offense to the cardigan community out there, but this ages you like 30 years. Either way, he's a guest on New Heights podcast discussing Taylor Swift, the upcoming wedding.
Are you working on planning the wedding? Are you doing this now? Is that the next move?
That's the next step. That's the next step in it all.
Don't stress about it. I remember thinking about it with my wife.
That one's going to be easy. I just got to figure out if I win a football game first.
Well, I don't disagree. Winning a football game is probably easier than planning a wedding. I mean, how many relationships don't even make it because they can't agree on a date and venue? If you can get the date and venue, you can do anything in life. But when we were planning our wedding, they started asking us what types of chairs we wanted, and they're like upselling us. Well, this is an extra $4 per person. Drinks and food or liquor is an extra $18 a person. I'm like, can we just go to Cracker Barrel? I can't hear Cracker Barrel's got some deals. I mean, the wedding industrial complex is meant to rob you. Now, if you're rich like Taylor and Travis, the wedding's it's going to cost north of $20 million. I mean, right? I don't know how they pay less than that. They're going to have to, will I get an invite? I don't know. Either way, probably still easier to win a football game than marry Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you got to do one of that.
The wedding planning would be easy compared to trying to figure out how to catch a goddamn football.
Yeah, you got to do DJ or band. Are you thinking about all this stuff?
Yeah, I think we're live music kind of people, you know? So
I've seen you perform. You have to.
Oh, that's right.
By the way, could you imagine being the band that's auditioning for Taylor Swift? They're just singing like Benny and the Jets, and they're just like they got the glitter going, and they try shake it up, ooh ooh ooh. You know, they're just like incorporating Taylor music into it. All right, I'll come to the wedding. Let me be there. I'll be the flower boy. Boxing star Devin Haney sues his ex. He wants $350,000 worth of gifts back. I guess he gave her all these gifts when they were engaged, and they didn't make it down the aisle. Hate to break it to you, Devin. Those gifts are gone. You know what I mean? You got to be careful who you choose. I'm not trying to victim blame you here, but you choose someone to get married to, you know, you give them a bunch of gifts. That's, you know, you got to get down the aisle. You got to put a ring on it before you're entitled to any of those back. So there it is. And by the way, suing an ex, it's like, just move on, spend that money, go to a, you know, nice touristy destination, hit on the locals, and just move on with your life. Here is one of, I guess I should say, my first childhood crush, and anyone who was born, any elder millennials can probably agree, male or female, this was also your childhood crush, Danielle Fishel, a.k.a. Topanga. Topanga Lawrence here talks about her first episode of Dancing with the Stars. And by the way, I should say this, she recovered from cancer this past year. So we love the come up for Danielle Fishel.
Well, now I'm going to cry. You know, it's been a really long time since I've been in front of the camera. I have been a full-time director, and I love directing. And if you had ever said to me, like, do you want to step in front of the camera again? I'd be like, no, that stage of my life is over. But I don't know, this really just feels like a beautiful second act for me in my mid-40s, a mom of two, and I'm really just like, I don't know what the future holds, but this has been so special. I never want it to end.
Oh, we love you. We do. I mean, this is what I love about Dancing with the Stars. If you're bogged down by the crazy news of the world, I understand. Take a break and watch DWTS. Please, for the love of God, watch people learning new things, dancing, feeling the love that you get from expressing yourself, mind, body, and soul. If you can't afford therapy, watch Dancing with the Stars. I'm telling you, folks. And if you can even do better, go take dance lessons. We hired actually someone who was on the Dancing with the Stars tour, a dancer, to give us lessons when we got married. And I'm not saying we were great, but your boy I can hit up Viennese Waltz if I had to. You know what I mean? Put me on Dancing with the Stars podcaster edition. Will we ever get famous enough? I'm getting old. These creaky knees might not be able to jive like they used to. Either way, I love to see it. I love Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son. He's absolutely crushed his first. You know, there's people like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Whitney. There's you know, she's got professional dance experience, so she obviously scored really great. I love to see those that have the dance experience challenge themselves. I love to see the folks that are on the sort of back nine, as it were, those past 40. You know, I mean, honestly, how many people that are over the age of 35? Like, when was the last time you were out of breath from sprinting or from doing something really challenging? We have to remind ourselves to keep working our body hard, not just our body, but our mind, just to continue to challenge the neurons and the blood flow to put it in the directions of love and creativity. Don't get stagnant. That's where the disease breeds in stagnant water. Be a class 5 rapid. That's my advice for anyone out there. It keeps you young and fresh. I mean, I'm 97 years old. Look at my skin. You know what I mean? I'm actually shooting a project on Friday that's 6 pages, and I got to memorize 6 pages, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so annoying to do. But that's like work. That's the work you put in. Don't be complacent, folks. All right, real sad story. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's reset the deck. Coming up next, I'm going to share the Ryan Reynolds story, plus a couple other ones. The case of the Tesla, which had a body found in it. Well, they've identified the body, and there's a very, very sinister relation to the singer, David. We'll get into this story next. Today's podcast is sponsored by Rula. Telehealth has made mental health care more convenient and accessible for millions of people. Finding a suitable therapist, scheduling appointments, and the expensive out-of-pocket costs still keep many from getting the care they need. Rula is on a mission to make high-quality mental health care from a licensed professional easy and affordable for everyone. Rula takes most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 per session. Rula supports every aspect of your mental health journey, from therapy to medication management, and with its diverse network of licensed, experienced professionals, it's easy for you to get the care you need. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey towards improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to Rula.com/rush-hour to get started today. After you sign up, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you. Go to RULA.com/rush-hour. Take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. Authorities ID body found in car. Mother tells TMZ it's her missing daughter. This is so sad. We've been covering this story for, I think, a couple weeks now. The person whose body was found in singer David's Tesla, identified as Celeste Rivas. TMZ spoke to her mother, who says she had a boyfriend named David. Celeste was 15. According to the LA County Medical Examiner, several days ago, TMZ got a tip that the victim was a young girl who had been missing from Lake Elsinore, California in April of 2024. This is horrifying. This is so sad. A tragic ending to a missing person case. What's really creepy is that this was the singer David's Tesla. Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but she was dating a guy named David. His name is David, although he spells it with a 4. I don't get it. And he was the owner of this Tesla, which was abandoned with her body in the back. Now, what idiot would, first of all, leave a decomposing body in the back of a car that they owned? And, I mean, not to say like I'm coaching people on doing a better job of disposing of the body. This is a tragic, tragic story. But how, first of all, I mean, I have so many questions that we don't have answers to here. Apparently, he and the victim had matching tattoos. All right, listen, how old is he? How old is let's just Google it. How old is D4VD? What a stupid way to spell your name. Okay, he's 20. What the hell is going on with this story? It seems like a slam dunk case that he's going to be charged with murder. That's what it seems at this point, although we're not getting any of that information from these articles. But she dated a guy named David. She went missing last year, and he's, I don't know a thing about him. For $1 trillion, I couldn't tell you any of his songs, but I don't think he'll be performing anytime soon. But again, innocent until proven guilty. We'll see what there's more to the story here. Here's a fascinating story here, talking about makeups and breakups. Ned Fulmer, we covered him. He's the lost member of the Try Guys. He cheated on his wife with, I believe, someone who worked at his company. Everyone, obviously criticized and shamed him because of how horrible it was. Well, now he's actually interviewing his estranged wife. I believe she just filed for divorce. After the cheat, not only did he cheat on her, but he lied about it. So he's interviewing her on his new podcast. And look, I get why they're doing this. They have kids. Like, it's beneficial to her, even if she hates him and doesn't trust him and all of that. It's beneficial to her that his podcast does well, just for the sake of the family continuing to make money. So that's the only reason I'm assuming they're doing this podcast. And it's not a good listen, because if you've ever heard exes talk on a podcast, not good energy. But we'll play a clip for you.
And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not.
The answer to whether or not she forgives him.
How can you forgive somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you?
She's like, I don't forgive you at all. So much so that I'm going to be drinking Tropical Smoothie Cafe, sponsoring today's.
No.
Good. Now, and by the way, I would argue that forgiving somebody is good for your soul because it deburdens you from the bitterness. But with due time, of course, I'm not going to tell her how to feel here. But the dude, he ruined his family. He ruined his family, and maybe maybe the relationship wasn't working out. Maybe I have no clue. But either way, that's a piece of shit. And I could care less how the podcast goes, but good on him for at least platforming his now ex or soon to be ex-wife and letting her have her moment.
I don't even.
Yeah, good audio.
Sorry, I saw red for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no.
So there it is. What else can you say? The answer is no. She doesn't forgive him. He lied. He cheated. And you can go listen to that full conversation. I'm sure there's enough audience from the Try Guys. I don't know them. I'm not like, I don't consume their content, but they've been around for a while. They did have a big audience. So even those that hate Ned Fulmer, but what a schneebly name, Ned Fulmer. Can you blame the guy? But either way, I'm sure he'll do just fine out there. All right, to the Ryan Reynolds story. Ryan Reynolds donates to 13-year-old Welsh girl battling rare cancer to visit New York City. With his GoFundMe pledge, the Hollywood star and Wrexham AFC co-owner will help the young Home Alone movie fan possibly visit the Rockefeller Christmas tree this holiday season. He donated £10,000, $13,000 to help a 13-year-old Welsh girl battling a rare heart cancer. Now, good. I'm glad a celebrity donated money. But just so you understand, $13,000 to somebody who's worth several $100 million is like me flipping a quarter into a Salvation Army Christmas. You know what I mean? It's like nothing. Now, this is really irrelevant to Ryan Reynolds, but just generally speaking, this fact that we rely on donations, we live in such a donation culture where we just hope that the rich give back. I want to live in a world where we actually just tax the rich a lot more money. And I think most people agree with this, although there is this fantasy that some have where they don't like the idea that someone who might make over $10 million a year shouldn't pay more in taxes. But that's what a marginal tax is. And I don't mean to make this political. It's just an idea. I like to educate folks where I can. A marginal tax means your tax rate goes up once you made a certain amount. So let's say the tax rate is 30% until you make $1 million. We're just throwing out numbers. If the tax rate goes up to 35% when you make $1 million, $1,001, you don't get taxed at 35%. You would get taxed at 35% on that $1 you made over $1 million. Does this make sense? So if we were to say, you know what, for those of us that are so lucky to make over $10 million a year, you're going to get taxed at 50%. Your tax rate goes from 30% to 50% on anything over $10 million. Then those that are lucky enough to make $30 million would get taxed at 50% on the additional $20 million they make. The point is, if you're so lucky to use the resources we have in our good country and the world to profit so much, you can afford to pay back a little bit to make the bridges better and all of that. That's just my thought. You want to call me a crazy lib because I just think that too many rich people get to make articles where I gave 10,000 pounds. Ooh, we're happy for you. Congrats. But also like, come on. And again, I know it's like, it's annoying when you hear people criticize charity. It's like, good, you did charity too. We'll do charity. We're all going to do charity. But charity can only go so far, right? I would like to see money go into getting rid of the way we finance elections, because it always means you got to take money from dark sources and they want to vote. They want to get you elected so that you don't mess with their lucrative tax deal. Anyway, you get it. So congrats to the 13-year-old who, due to a 10,000 pound visit, and again, he obviously gets good PR out of it. So it's really an investment by Ryan Reynolds. And speaking of investments or efforts to invest, this article came out a few days ago. We already covered this, but it was in a video that got shadow banned. We were covering a story. I can't even say the guy's name. Not Mario, but that guy. We were covering that story, and my video got completely shadow banned by the internet. I know, and I get it. I know why they do it. Advertisers don't want to advertise on dark subjects. I understand. But because of that, no one even saw the story. Fyre Festival has new owners. It's LimeWire. But Ryan Reynolds' company, Maximum Effort, actually put money into buying Fyre Festival, which, by the way, how ironic that Ryan Reynolds would want to buy Fyre Festival, a failed festival, when his public relations also has gone up in flames. Hey, folks, you like what we did there? A source with knowledge told TMZ Ryan put in a bid since Maximum Effort was already making an ad for Visa skewering Fyre. So why not? I kind of regret that we didn't put a bid in. I mean, the Rush Hour podcast, not that we can offer much, but maybe, it would have been nice to at least get in the game, get in the auction game for Fyre Fest. Now, I'm really upset as LimeWire buys Fyre Fest because they have no plans on actually making a festival, and I still want to see the festival get made. I think what they need to do is, and by the way, I'll tell you who's not going to be performing in the festival anytime soon. Hold on, where did it go? That David. I don't think he'll be performing in any Fyre Fest anytime soon. But either way, I would have liked to see. I just want to see Billy McFarland in some weird codependent way. I just want to see him find some success. I don't know. The guy's taken a lot of losses. He went to jail. I mean, imagine you ever throw a party so bad you had to go to jail for it. So that's my feeling there. Of course, he defrauded some people and all of that. But either way. I don't know if I don't know how much money Ryan Reynolds put into it to buy Fyre Fest. I'm guessing not that much, but hey, this is what it does. The search engine optimization, it gets his name in different articles and gets him out of the sort of, Blake Lively mess. And that's what you're going to see a lot of in the next year. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds trying to do anything to get this lawsuit behind them. A good and easy way to get this lawsuit behind you would be to drop the lawsuit. But that ain't going to happen anytime soon. And folks are saying, just last thought on the lawsuit, they're just saying, look, we're like approaching a year into this thing, and Blake Lively still has no evidence. Like, the only evidence she's looking for is hoping to find some smoking gun from Baldoni's side, which hasn't transpired. So she's turning over every rock, finding nothing other than like circumstantial, you got to read it a certain way type of evidence, and she's going to lose. I mean, I would bet money on it that she's going to lose if this thing goes to trial. All right, well, coming up next, this is going to be part 2 of our YouTube, so it'll be the next video. If you're watching or listening on audio, you'll get this directly. But coming up next, we're going to share the text messages. We talked about it this morning, the text messages from the alleged shooter in the Charlie Kirk massacre. Well, nobody online, and I mean nobody, is buying it. So we're going to get into that. The cancel culture that's existing around anybody who has an opinion about Charlie Kirk other than a good one, as now students are getting expelled from university. And then we got Kash Patel eating his own words, all that coming next.